But I think the main things is at the end of the day, volleyball is volleyball. It's in the same 9x9 court, and the rules are the same. So we. Is that on the back of your shirt?
Yeah, it's on the back of the shirt.
You did. A little free shout out for you. And it doesn't matter who's on the other side of the net. You need to still execute to the best of your ability if you want a chance to win.
That is right, Brett Walsh. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 9x9's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympic Volleyball Tournaments. My name is Rob St. Clair, live from Mackinac Island, Michigan. I'm in a very different spot today. That is Everett Delorme, live from Toronto, Canada. As you might be able to hear, there are horses walking by right now. I'm on an island where cars are not allowed, and if you're trying to get around, you're either bicycling or taking a horse-drawn taxi. So this is an interesting spot, but don't worry, we've still got volleyball, plenty of volleyball to talk about. And unfortunately, Everett, today was kind of the most boring day of games so far.
Kind of. No, definitely. I'm mad at the Japanese women team for stinking up the joint, making me wake up at 7 a.m. and watch that garbage. I'm sorry. I woke up with a pep in my step because I was like, these teams know how to go toe-to-toe. These teams only produce 5-set bangers. They have such contrasting styles. Japan's on the up. They just went 5 sets in the VNL semifinals. Let's go.
Stinker.
And then it was just stinker after stinker after stinker. 1 4-setter that was really just one interesting set, and then a 3-dong, and then 3 3-dongs. It was just dongs all around.
All over the place.
I felt like I was at Rob's
today
place.
in Paris. Oh, yeah.
Sorry. That was I apologize.
We're gonna get into all of it. This might be a quicker show than usual. That's okay. We're gonna start with the one non-3-dong. Although, like you said, Everett, after the first set that the Dominican Republic took over Türkiye, it kind of felt like a 3-dong after that. Zara Gunesh made her Olympic debut. Melissa Vargas dropped 31. And they didn't even really need Ebrar Karakurt, who did not start the match and like barely saw any time, at least in sets like 1 and 2. She played a little bit from what I saw, but this was a decent one for me to sleep through, it turned out, because Türkiye just flexed all their muscles and were the substantially better team from what I have been able to catch up on. What did you digest from this, basically sort of like a gentleman's sweep, as you might call it?
Well, it's clear that 9 a.m. came really early for Türkiye in the first set. They were just not there. They were just not engaged. It just wasn't anything good for them, which, is kind of to be expected. 9 a.m. is really early to play a match, Rob. Like 9 a.m. 9 a.m. is when club tournaments start, and it's early for club kids, let alone these world-class athletes. So they just, they took some time for them to get going. A lot of serving errors in the first set, some hitting errors in the first set, and Dominican Republic looks jazzed to be there. However, that quickly dissipated as Türkiye woke up a little bit. They rubbed their sleeps out of their eyes. They jacked up their production. Everyone else started playing better. I thought Melissa Vargas was pretty good in the first set, and really the only one who was there to play. She was fantastic in this one. 31 points overall. She was 26 for 46 with only 2 errors.
That's ridiculous.
Which was massive. But after that, it was very clear to me that the Dominican Republic was not in Olympic shape, was not playing at the level and not used to seeing the level that Türkiye was playing at. Remember, this Dominican team was in and out and just, weird lineups the entire time for VNL, no consistency. And the amount of times they kind of just watched balls fall, there was no go, there was no challenge. Like, this is usually a feisty team that kind of goes for everything. Maybe they're not the most skilled, but their athleticism makes up for it. And they just had none of that today. They had none of their usual fight. And you know what? There goes my prediction in thinking that Dominican Republic was going to be able to stand up against Melissa Vargas, because she made them look like children. It looked like she was still, they were still playing against children. And I mean, at one point, Tapia was on the court as well for the Dominican Republic. So yes, they were legitimately playing against children. And past that, it wasn't that interesting.
Dude, I don't know if I've ever seen something like this before. Not once, but twice in the same match, a player dropping double-digit points in one set. Melissa
Yeah.
Vargas had 10 points in set 2 and then 12 in set 3. That's like I've never even heard of something like that. That's crazy.
She was unreal.
And it's not like either of those sets went to overtime or anything.
No, she was next level. She was absolutely automatic. In sets 1 and 2. What were her numbers here in set 2? She was 10 for 11. Yep.
Yeah,
She
that'll
was
work.
10 for 11 in set number 2, and she was 10 for 21 in set number 3. They gave her the ball 21 times in set number 3. Ilkin had it 4 times. Gunish had it 3. That's 11,
21?
12. So the entire rest of the team got 15 attempts in the third set. She had 21. That's gross.
I don't even know if that's a good thing, though. Like, sure, Melissa Vargas is a world-class player and can carry you very far in a tournament of the caliber of the Olympic Games, but like,
well,
is that necessarily the best way for this team to be playing?
It was clear that the message was changed in set number 4, because then you're seeing a very evenly spread peanut butter sandwich in this one, where you had 5 attempts for Vargas, Hande, and Edda Eldem in the middle, and 6 for Ilkin on the left side. So in set number 4, to finish it out, she really spread everything out. But yeah, I will say though, Rob, and this is to chat more about Ebra Karakurt, that if she's not injured, I think this is a big missed opportunity, right? Because this is a player who you had on the left side last year to win a European championship, right? To win, did they win the VNL last year?
Yes,
No.
they did.
Okay, yeah, they won. Yeah, they did. You're right. They won the VNL once again with Karakurt on the left side. And last year, I don't remember her passing being an issue. I actually remember it being quite good. But they kind of got her some reps in there. I think this was a missed opportunity for Türkiye, unless she's injured. Obviously, we don't know. But usually, we would kind of know, especially with a country like Türkiye, because their media is actually on it. And they actually treat volleyball like a real sport, unlike the rest of the world. But to me, it was a missed opportunity, right? Especially if if you're going to give the ball to Vargas like this, just let her go out there and pass, right? And just be like, hey, guess what, Karakurt, or like, Abrar, this is what we're going to do today. We're not going to set you the ball. I just wanted you to focus on passing. I just want you to focus on passing. But instead, I think this was a short-term move for Santarelli in this one.
And now, like, they've already kind of used up the 2 games where getting Ebra Karakurt her confidence was a great option, because from now on out, Türkiye has Italy, followed by elimination games. So like they don't have the freedom with which to figure things out anymore. Now that like they have had a lot of these 9 a.m. games, and it's clear that that's been difficult on the athletes, because I think we talked about it the other day, that like a 9 a.m. Olympic caliber volleyball match just should not be a thing that happens. Like that is not a reasonable thing to ask the athletes who never even play before noon, like ever, at least throughout the professional seasons. And when we have only 4 matches in a day, there's really no reason to have put a match at 9 a.m. So I think we already complained about that, but just to put that on the record again. Yeah, the Karakurt thing surprises me too, especially like you're up 17-11 in the fourth. You're gonna win the match. Isn't that the time to put her in and get her served some balls at her and feed her the ball on offense a little bit, and just like, even if you still don't totally know what you have in that player for the Olympics because you haven't given her the chances to figure it out, at least you get her confidence high. At least you like give her like an opportunity to make something of an impact and feel like she, has something to do for the rest of this tournament. Because I have a feeling like they're going to kind of need that firepower later on down the line, and I'm not sure they know exactly what they're getting right now.
No, I don't think so either. And like they subbed her out in the last match, and to me, having Everett Karakurt on that court is essential for Türkiye, right? And maybe not right now. For the majority of these teams, you can just get by with just Melissa Vargas. But if you want to beat Italy, if you want to beat China right now, if you want to beat the USA, if you want to beat Poland, you need to have both of them on the court, right?
I agree.
That, no doubt about it. So very interesting move there from Santarelli, but otherwise, Just a solid match from Türkiye, up and down the lineup. They were there. And on the other side of the net for the Dominican Republic, they really struggled. They really, really struggled in this one. Offensively, Braylon Martinez was really the only one with anything going. And even then, she struggled. She was 14 for 37. Janiri Martinez was 5 for 11 as well. Gaia, was pretty good for them all throughout, was 6 for 24. Like, it was just the struggle bus for the Dominican Republic in this one. And yeah, they did not put their best foot forward. I mean, even Brenda is out there getting outdug by Melissa Vargas, right? Like, Brenda only got 6 digs in this one. Vargas,
in a 4-set match.
Yeah. Baladine had 6. Shaheen had 5. Baladine had 6. Vargas had 10. And Oge, how do you say her? Orge had 11. So it was, bro. Dominican Republic was playing terrible defense.
A one-sided game.
Absolutely terrible defense. It was just straight-legged, no go, no fight. Like, they just seemed defeated the entire time. Like, it was like they were just focusing too much on, oh yeah, Melissa's really good. Oh, she's hitting right beside me. That sucks. It was frustrating to watch. It reminded me of watching it. Honestly, it reminded me of watching like bad CCAA volleyball.
Oh,
yeah, that's what it reminded me of watching the Dominican Republic, which is sad because they're a team that when they're on, I love watching them play.
Oh yeah,
I love the style of volleyball they can bring out. I love the athleticism. I love the passion. None of that was there.
That's really disappointing. And I mean, their tournament is not over yet. They still very much have a chance to advance, but it's going to have to be a lot more just inspired, I think, across the board. In addition to being just better in the technical volleyball areas, they just need to wake up and fight for it a little more than they have so far. And that's too bad because they are a team with the top end talent that when they play their best volleyball, when they have that intensity that we have seen from them before, they could have been a factor in this tournament, but so far, not really the case. However, they have played 2 gold medal contenders so far. So they get the Netherlands next, and we'll see what they can pull out.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the Netherlands in a little bit because the race for third in that pool is going to be a little bit interesting.
One thing that we kind of mentioned, but not so much, but the return of Zara Gunesh as well.
Yes.
And she looked all right. She looked all right. She wasn't really like tested. And like, once again, especially the Dominican Republic isn't exactly a team to force you to go laterally a lot. Right, like, they're not a team that's going to make you to like really forced to go left and right because they're going to set high balls most of the time. But still, she was out there and she played all the sets and did pretty good.
Good news.
So that's really good news for the Turkish team because as much as I think they like she had 9 points, she was 5 for 9 with 4 blocks.
Okay,
so that's not bad. Coming in 4 blocks. I mean, the Turkish blocking in general was really good. How many did they have here? Like 11 blocks, something like that.
Sure, that'll work.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, better team defeats inferior team. More news headlines coming up next. I mean,
yeah.
I think we can move on and to something that unfortunately ended up being very much the same headline. And I was so excited for this too. And because I also woke up at 7 a.m. and watched this game and then went right back to sleep because this was a quick 3-0 by Brazil over Japan. And I feel like an idiot, Everett, because all we did was talk about how all these two teams do is play 5-set bangers. And this was the exact.
But it's not like we can't. It's not like we brought that out of nowhere.
Yeah, we weren't. We weren't wrong.
We went to see the magician. He was really good, and we brought our friends back. So then he sucked. Right. That's kind of what happened in this one. Like, Japan and their fans has been telling us for like a while now that, and maybe I got caught up into it, that this team was moving on to the promised land, and this team has been more disappointing than Canada. Right. Like, this was a bad showing. There was no fight in this one. I just talked about how there was no fight in the Dominican Republic, right? And once again, I did not wake up for the 3 a.m. game. I gave myself a little bit of grace in this one. I will be up for the 3 a.m. game tonight, though. But yeah, like I didn't wake up for the 3 a.m. game, and I woke up for this one. Thank goodness, Because if I had to watch those like actually back to back after getting no sleep, I would have been so pissed off.
Yeah, that would have been.
I would have been so pissed off. Brazil dominated. Brazil dominated
completely destroyed
in every single category. I don't really know what happened to the Japanese team that we saw at VNL. Like Serena Kogo was their only effective player with double digits, the only player to get into double digits.
Barely. She was
8 for 37.
Yeah, that's not good. 3 errors. That is not good. There's not really a single thing that I can point to, either statistically or having watched this game, that like there really aren't even that many talking points here. Brazil was so much better.
Domination.
Completely.
Utter domination.
And it was like what the first set, it was like 15-all or something like that. Like it was, I think Japan jumped out to a lead kind of early in the first set, and it looked like the match that we were expecting it to be until somehow Brazil unlocked something. They put their foot to the floor, and the rest of the match was not even remotely close. Not even close.
Not even. I mean, Gabby was on one
Tremendous.
today.
Yeah,
16
awesome.
for 35. Ana Cristina with one of the best games I've seen from her in a while, 13 for 28. Ana Carolina was strong down the middle. She was 3 for 5 with 4 blocks and an ace. Even Rosa Maria on the right side was 8 for 19 and an ace. Like, they dominated in every aspect. They were passing well. They were serving well. They were making digs. I didn't find that Japan was passing that poorly, but they weren't passing in a way that really allowed them to be perfectly in rhythm, right? And it was clear that there was a little bit of stress on them.
Their offense looked like half a step slower than it usually does.
And that's what I think, is that they think that Brazil's serving was just put them a little bit off kilter, just enough to really like just get like it's almost like the tempo of the song was off for them. Like the drummer was just a quarter step off beat, and it made such a world of difference. I'm going to speak in your terms here.
Thank you. That makes sense to me.
in Rob as a nerdy band kid. But it just like it consumed the rest of their game defensively. This was not a team that I'd expect them to be. Kojima led them with 9 digs. Iwasaki was 6. Nieme for Brazil had 13. Roberta Radsky had 10. Ana Cristina had 9. Like, Ana Cristina is getting as many digs as Kojima. Like, that shouldn't be happening.
It's not acceptable for Japan.
Yeah. Koga only had 4. Like, it seemed like Japan threw absolutely, literally every single Japanese player got on the floor, and every single Japanese player made a dig, and they still got outdug by the 7 players on the floor for Brazil.
That's pretty outrageous. So that's kind of the thing that I wanted to ask you, and just kind of have a discussion about Japan, because I think that they were kind of suffering from what the United States have been suffering from this tournament, and they're just like throwing random combinations of people at the wall and seeing what sticks in a 10-point stretch. And if it doesn't work, then Manabe just goes to the next group of people. Like, I don't really understand the pattern of libero substitutions that they're even doing. I mean, we're seeing both, but it's not, to me,
I mean, I don't think that's that apt. Like, the United States have been this way now for a while, and I mean, it's
right
been since Tokyo.
But like, who are the 3 starting wings for Japan?
Generally, I would say it's probably, you've got Koga, Ishikawa, and then Hayashi on the right side. That's generally, but like, Japan is pretty strong all throughout. So you can throw Inoue in there, you can throw Wada in there. Wada is usually playing on the right side as well, I think. But I think in this one, it was just like, it was one of those situations where, like, you get in your car in the morning and it worked fine the day before, practice was good, and it just doesn't start. And you go through the normal things, and you go through the normal checks, and you're like, all right, how's the battery? No, the battery's fine. Okay, like, what's this going on? And you just start freaking out because you're just starting throwing anything to figure it out. That was the sense. It was just like, it just spiraled out of control. And I mean, Manabe always got that, always has that dumb look on his face, but it's even dumber right now because Koga and Kojima weren't there to, talk for him. So yeah, it was,
dude, it was tough.
It was honestly like buying a $50 firework and it being a dud. That's what it
So
felt like.
this match, they started with Koga, Ishikawa, and Wada on the right side. Then they very quickly swapped in Ina Ue for Ishikawa, and they very quickly swapped in Hayashi for Wada. Neither of those things worked, and then they made a middle change in set 3 as well. And then I can't understand the pattern of the libero substitutions. You're right; they used all 12 players. They used both setters. They did some 6-2 stuff. I'm confused. I'm confused by this team, and they have a similar like identity issue that I think that the United States does, but right now they're in a much worse position because they haven't been able to beat or even like take points off of either of the teams in their pool. And although they're going to beat Kenya, no problem, like they're in serious trouble to not make it out here. Like we'll look at the standings a little bit later. They're in big trouble.
I think you're projecting a little bit and trying to put USA's problems on other teams, and I would disagree. I think they have their own problems, and the USA's problems are uniquely the USA's, because once again, like
both teams have their problems, but I feel a lot better about where the USA is in terms of both fixing their own problems and just the math of the standings and where Japan is right now.
Well, duh. You guys have won a match.
Yes,
right?
we have.
Like, you have won a match. You have points. You have points.
Yes, we do.
You have points from both of your matches, and you have France coming up next.
That's
they have
correct.
no points. They have no points from any of their matches. I'm sure they have Kenya, but I don't know if this Japanese team is going to move forward. Like, I don't know if it's looking good for them. And what we can talk about that in a little bit. But to be honest, I don't know, in the same way that, like, I don't really think the Canadian men deserve to move forward unless they have a fantastic match against Serbia. Like, Japan's lost all of their chances to have fantastic matches.
Yes,
you could beat Kenya 25-0, 25-0, 25-0, and I wouldn't care.
Nope.
Right? At this point, like, you floundered against the big dogs. You don't deserve to be there in the next round. And that's the unfortunate side of it. And I know also, okay, you guys have this weird thing to make, you guys have this thing that you guys think I hate Japanese teams, and yet I continually defend them. Right?
You defended them both quite hard coming into this Olympics.
And like, yeah, I love Japanese volleyball. I love the culture around it. I love how you play the game. You just have the Swifties of the volleyball world as fans, and not even the Swifties who have been fans for a long time and know all the deep cuts and go to the Eras Tour, can sing for, the entire 3 hours. No, you guys are the Swifties who are sitting down looking at your phone being like, when is she going to play Love Story? When is she going to play 22? Like, what is going on? Right? Like, you guys, the majority of Japanese fans are the ones who know about a puddle's worth of volleyball, and yet you're the loudest all the time. Now, you're all welcome. I trust you. Like you're very welcome, because it's all part of the process. But part of the process is me making fun of you. So I don't hate that. Like, somebody was like giving me an ultimatum, like, if whatever this happens, it doesn't matter if Canada, like, if they win, like, if Canada loses to Serbia, Japan moves on. But if Canada wins, Canada wins and Japan moves on, but if Canada loses, Serbia moves on, Japan doesn't. Would you want Canada to lose? I was like, hell no. Like, I'd much rather have Japan in the quarterfinals than Serbia, and I don't really care about that. Anyways, I digress. I went on a little tangent just to say Japanese fans are the Taylor Swift fans of the volleyball world, and I stand by that.
They absolutely are. That's a great take about the fan base, and I agree with you. I love Japanese volleyball. They're so stylistically unique and totally, like, identifiably them, and it's cool when that style beats good teams that are bigger and stronger than them. But when they play like crap, like they did today, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
And then I agree that I also strongly dislike their fan base. They are relatively uneducated and quite loud and pretty annoying. And the Taylor Swift analogy is spot on. Though I have to say, though, Brazil looks like a gold medal contender.
Brazil, yeah. If
Brazil looks like a gold medal contender, straight up.
Japan doesn't deserve to move on. We got through with moving on to Brazil. Holy shit, boy! This is a team that everyone is watching right now, and they're like, I don't want to touch that. I don't want any part of that. None of it whatsoever. The way that they're playing this game, I think that there's two teams who are looking very dangerous right now, and I think that's this Brazil and China, right? I think it's going to be very, very interesting moving forward. Like that China versus Serbia matchup is going to be big to close things out. We can talk about China in a little bit, but Brazil is looking on point right now. This is a team that they have the star power, they have the talent everywhere, they have the coaching, they have the depth. You're gonna have
they've got it all right now, and I love the outside hitter pairing so much. They're so perfectly complemented towards one another, and it helps that your ball control outside hitter, who is Gabi Guimarães, is the best ball control outside hitter on the planet and can also score like at a completely elite level, in particular today against Japan. And then Ana Cristina is a big banger, and she's only 20 years of age. Like, she's improving so fast, and her ceiling is so crazy high. Now, Everett, I wonder what might happen. I wonder if other teams might maybe take some notes about using a great outside hitter pairing, especially two that might have really good chemistry with one another, one of whom is a ball controller and another of whom is a scorer. I wonder who I could be talking about. I wonder what team has an outside hitter pairing like that, but just refuses to use that group of players. Well, it's not China, because China, the other team that you said is very scary, has basically that duo of players and is using them to great effect. Karch, figure it out. Start Plummer and Robinson. Brazil's really good. Brazil's really, really good, and they're obviously qualified to the quarterfinals. I can't wait to see them play Poland. I think that match is going to be awesome.
That match. And I will say that the women's side has been a little sleepier than the men's side. With France and Kenya in the game, it's just made things a little bit sleepier. But Poland versus Brazil is going to be a banger. Bangers. Miley Cyrus. Anything else to say about this game, Rob? It was just
disappointing.
On one side, disappointing. On one side, on the other side, utter domination.
Well, yeah, it was utter domination. It's disappointing for me, the fan that woke up at 7 a.m. to watch this game. Like, I wanted more out of this game, but I come away from this game extremely impressed by Brazil. Extremely impressed.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move forward. A couple other three dongs to get to. But before we do that, Everett, we need to remind all of you beautiful people, first and foremost, if you want to watch all the volleyball that there is to watch in the world starting this fall, unfortunately does not include the Olympics. But if you want to watch all the volleyball that we all watch on this channel all the time, you need a subscription to VBTV. It's like pretty much non-negotiable for diehard volleyball fans. If you're subscribed to this channel, you need this. And in particular, you need to use the direct link in our video description to pick up that subscription that you have. You don't have to do it now, but when you decide that it's time to get that subscription and watch all the volleyball, if you're a beach fan and Hamburg coming up, or a Superliga fan or whatever, this is where you need to go. And the link in our description is where you need to go to get that subscription to VBTV. So head over there. And you should also head over here, right, Everett?
Absolutely. While you're in the bottom of our show notes down there, you can also head over to shop.volleyballworld.com and pick yourself up one of these really, really sick official Mikasa Paris 2024 Olympic game balls. They are legitimate. They are the best of the best. They is exactly what the pros use. And you can even get the little ones. Get some signatures on it, do some peppering. I did see Jason Kelsey walk away from the USA men's match the other day with one of the indoor balls. So you can be just like Jason Kelsey himself and grab one
Taylor
of the
Swift's future brother-in-law.
Yeah,
potentially.
We've got a lot of Taylor Swift references on the show today.
Yeah, there's also been a lot of celebrities in the house of volleyball games. I mean, Jason Kelsey was there, Novak Djokovic was there. Steph Curry was there. Had a lot of banger big celebrities, athletes and otherwise. It's been cool.
Bert Kreischer had the Sandcast boys over to live stream one of the games, and they were drinking, and he had his shirt off, and it was awesome. So yeah,
what a collab that is.
Yeah, one of the best collabs. I think they're going to be doing some more if Sarah and Kelly make a deep run, which they probably should.
Looks like they will.
Head over to shop.volleyballworld.com and pick up one of the official Paris 2024 game balls from Mikasa.
Do it. All right, let's talk about the other two games and then take a big look at the standings now that everyone has played two matches on the women's side. This one was interesting, at least early. This was Italy defeating the Netherlands 3-0 in Pool C. The interesting part was that Paola Egonu did not start this match, and that was pretty alarming to everybody.
No.
But so I mean, it's alarming. It's the Olympic Games, and you don't start your best player. What we heard, though, from Julio Velasco after the game is that Paula Egonu woke up pretty sick this morning. So, like, that's the reason. And we actually did see Egonu briefly in a double sub in the first set, but that's why she didn't start, at least like the on the record to the media reason. Fortunately for Italy, they recently acquired one of the other best opposites on planet Earth in Ekaterina Antropova, who dropped 33 points in 3 sets. Everett, the Netherlands' top 3 scorers combined for 33 points.
Yeah,
Ekaterina
I mean,
Antropova was absolutely automatic today.
Yeah, that was. You know what? I really want to give it to the Dutch team because they never lose their fight, right? They never lose. Like they keep on trying and they keep on pushing and they keep on going after that. So I really appreciate that for them for that. The first set in reality was mostly due to just like Italy having brain farts in serve receive. And yeah, I'm talking about
they were up by like 6 at some point.
Yeah, it was. Italy was just like at one point Bossetti like shanked an easy float serve. Like it was like 6-1 Italy early, and then it was like 6-6. Just because literally they were unable to pass balls that 12 U's could have dimed. Like it was absolutely terrible. We did see Egonu in briefly on that double sub, but other than that, like at no point it felt like it felt like Italy was in cruise control and the Dutch were doing everything they could just to stay relevant and just to keep up. And they would
just like a Ferrari versus a 1990s Chevy, just like pedal to the floor best you can, but you straight up just do not have the vehicle to keep up.
Yeah, it was just slowly but surely. The Dutch had a really tough time scoring. Really tough time in inside out. And now Italy didn't block that many balls, but they were pretty efficient with their blocks and just getting a lot of touches, just funneling the Dutch really well. De Gennaro was automatic. She had 18 digs. Oro had 14 digs. Yeah,
that's absurd.
Yeah, their numbers on that end. Like Italy was in complete control. And when they made errors, they would just kind of shrug. There was no point. Yeah, like 60 digs for Italy, 44 for the Dutch. Like they were
60 digs is so many digs in 3
20 digs a set.
Crazy.
20 digs a set. Like they were just never ever stressed. And yeah, they are in cruise control right now. I would be very scared of them if I was Türkiye right now. Like this is a very, very good team. And you know what, Rob? Even without knowing that Egonu was sick, and I don't doubt that. Like if they're gonna say she's sick, then she's gonna be sick because
I agree. I believe it.
I personally think that you could just like in this situation for this team, if Velasco was to explain it early, being like, look, Egonu, you're our girl, you're our number one. I'm going to give you this day off. We're going to give Antropova a swing at things today, just so that she stays fresh, just so that she's good on that double stub, just so that she stays sharp. You're still our number one. You can rest up, whatever it is. I would have been completely fine with that as well, as long as it's properly communicated, right? Some stooges in the absolute stooges in the Discord were saying that you and I don't recognize the greatness of Antropova and don't think she's a top opposite. And then immediately Kenny Diaper came out and he was just like, you clearly don't watch the 9x9. So
don't watch the show.
if you think we've sat here and slandered Antropova at any point, you're as delusional as the Japanese fans.
That's right.
And
yeah,
to be
so
honest,
that's ridiculous.
You probably are a Japanese fan.
That's very well maybe true. Now, Antropova, I was so impressed today. Her efficiency was sky high. I think she hit like 431. Yeah, 30 for 51 attacking, 8 errors, 431 efficiency, 2 blocks and an ace. It's like just a masterclass. And some of the degree of difficulty of those swings really blew me away. Like there was one late third set, maybe like the match was pretty much over, but she got a bump set like practically from her own bench, a ball that Sila tracked down, and De Gennaro went over and bump set it from like literally outside the court in the position 5 corner, and Antropova out of the back row like let it cross her shoulder and ripped it thumb down like around the block down the line. I'm like, this girl's like on another level compared to everyone except her own teammate Paula Ikonen. Like, can you imagine having 2 top 5 opposites in the world? It's remarkable. And I also wanted to give credit to Gaia Giovannini, because that early run where Caterina Bossetti like inexplicably shanked 2 easy serves, Giovannini came in the rest of the match, played all the way around, and not only did she pass nails, she actually scored some points in some useful situations. So that was a piece of depth that I wasn't really sure Italy had. And you combine that like L2 type ability with digging 60 balls in 3 sets and a superstar opposite, like you're going to win so many games doing that. This team's really, really hard to beat. I do, though, think that I kind of agree with you with the Netherlands. They did not give up. They did not lay down, sort of like the Dominican Republic did. And I actually give a lot of credit to Felix Kozlowski. I think he's getting everything that he possibly can out of this Dutch team, just doesn't have the horses. He just doesn't have a scorer that can keep up with a team like Italy.
No, they don't. They don't have the horses, but they have that consistency. If the Dutch and Canada were able to take their teams and just go and just meld them together, and not even like picking players, but let's just like actually Osmosis Jones this shit, and like like reverse photosynthesis. No, that's not photosynthesis. What's the mitochondria of the cell where shit divides? I don't know. You're the smart one.
That's that's mitosis. This is not a biology podcast.
There we go. Like it's like reverse mitosis, where you just meld them together with like the superstar power and offense and setting that Canada has, and like blocking with like the steadiness and like overall consistency with the Dutch. You would have a very, very, very dangerous team.
You would
very dangerous team. Like one of the
unfortunately for the Dutch, they do not have that scoring ability that Canada or Italy or a lot of other teams have. And however, the fact that they played great against Turkey on day 1 means their tournament is very much alive. But like we said coming into the Olympics, and it's sad, but it is true that the Netherlands does not scare anybody. They don't scare anybody. Even if they do make it to the quarterfinals, it's basically between them and Japan at this point, and Japan actually needs the help from the Dominican Republic to beat the Dutch. If the Netherlands makes it to the quarterfinal, that will be the matchup that everybody in the quarterfinal wants.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate, but it's true.
Mm-hmm. Jolly bet log Egonu's the 100% the starter. There's no doubt about that. We tried that already last year at the European Championships. It was horrendous. They lost to this very Dutch team 3-0 last year, and it kind of shows up for everyone else arguing in the comments. We're not paying any attention to you. None whatsoever.
No, I'm not looking at the comments. I only have one screen. I don't have my normal eye on the comments like I always do.
There is
sounds like that's wars. A good thing.
There is wars going on in the
Y'all are stooges. Last but not least, we do not have to spend very much time on this. China 3-donged France 18-16-19. This is not close. China is qualified for the quarterfinals. They have the inside track to first place in Pool A. France, thank you for participating. You've done a decent enough job trying to defend home court. Again, they do not have the horses, and they have a very hard pool with 3 teams with a lot of Olympic pedigree, and I have nothing else to say. This match was not fun to watch, and it was a 3-0 beatdown by a better team.
No, I played video games and watched beach volleyball without the sound during this one.
Love it.
Just because I did, however, I did get into a trance at one point in watching this Chinese team. Rob, I think they're very dangerous right now. And I know it's weird to say that after a 3-dong over France, who's like the second worst team in this tournament. But more and more, the way I watch them play, I was watching Gong, their right side, play today, and I mean, there's sometimes where they bring her into serve receive so that they can release Li Yingying over. I was talking to some of our people in the Discord, and apparently she used to be a setter, which makes a lot of sense to me because she's not the biggest, she's not the most powerful, but she's very mobile. She has really, really good hand contact and good vision on the ball.
Just a good volleyball player.
Just a good volleyball player all around. And I think it was like Jigglypuff XXY in the Discord, and they were saying, she could take so much more volume. Like she's misused in the system, and to me, I don't think she's misused because the system is very clear. Yeah, you've got Li Yingying, and then you've got the middles, and then you've got Zhu. Like she fits in there perfectly. It's the
Yeah, I think
level.
she's used perfectly.
Yeah, it's the level of confidence and calm that this Chinese team plays with that they're not like they may not have the overall talent that some other teams do, even though I think more and more that I really think they do. I think they have like top flight talent, but they are just such a hard nut to crack. You know, they're so good in passing. They're so good like even in this one where they're up by a lot, they're still making those simple yet difficult plays that the Dominican Republic refused to even think about while getting slapped around by Türkiye, right? Like they're up by 4 or 5, and there's a ball that comes, and they're diving under to get underneath it, or they're making that extra push to push the ball to the setter. They take care of the details really, really well. And I think this team is a really dangerous team. I think that matchup, you're going to have basically the two best lefties in the world in Boskovic and Li Yingying going toe to toe in this one. I think it's going to be really a really, really, really good matchup when we look at Serbia versus China.
Yeah, that'll be fireworks. And there's still plenty on the line in that pool as well. The last thing I'll say about China, the condition for beating them, I think, is pretty clear, though. If you can serve the ball well enough to make Jiao Linyu really work hard at the setter position, that's when that team breaks down. That's when that team, I shouldn't say breaks down. That's when that team becomes a hell of a lot more beatable. It's a lot easier to block against that team. It's a lot easier to defend against that team. It just has to take a little bit of service pressure to put the pressure in their setter's hands when she's trying to chase the ball around. So that's the way to beat them. We'll see if Serbia can apply that level of service pressure when they play in a couple of days, but still, like, they have the talent everywhere, especially in Li.
But still, then, like, even if like then you start getting into fifth set versus USA territory, then you just
goes 8 for 10,
right? Like that's the thing, is that's where China differs from the USA for me, is that they have that star power. They have that superstar player who can go and push them that extra level.
Totally.
And like when you there's so many similarities between these teams, but I think like China just checks all of those boxes. Can be like, even when you look at the leadership, like if you compare Larson to Zhu Ting, like the two last Olympic MVPs, Zhu Ting blows Larson out of the water in almost every category, I'd say.
At least right now. I do agree with that. Let's actually look at the standings while we're talking about that particular pool, Pool A. China is guaranteed. They have the inside track to winning this pool. I think if they take 2 sets against Serbia, they might have it on tiebreakers. No, I think it would still come out pretty close. If they win by any score, they obviously get first. They would be 3-0. Serbia has a great chance, even if they fail to take any points against China. I think they're in mathematically. And then the USA gets to play France. So we right now, although we're third in our group, we've played the 2 hardest teams, and we've gotten 3 points and 1 win. And we should certainly finish this with 6 points and should make it out just fine. It looks like we'll probably get second in the pool, unless if Serbia beats China in 5, then it becomes the dreaded triangle that Everett loves so much, and then it could get real interesting.
Yeah.
Actually, at that point, it would be a dead tie in set ratio between us and China. Then it would go to points. Yeah, that would be crazy. But I think all these 3 teams, assuming that the U.S. takes care of France, all 3 of these particular teams are going to advance here.
Yeah, I definitely think the U.S. takes care of France.
Yeah, especially with 3 days prep.
This one's gonna be this one's gonna get real interesting, Rob. Like really, really, really interesting here.
Then the consequences on who gets what draw in the quarterfinals are going to be crazy too. Every set of that China-Serbia match is going to matter a lot, but they're like, it's not set up in a way that it's possible to manipulate it, which is good. It's just going to be real interesting on how it all goes. China versus Serbia is the second to last match of the entire tournament on Sunday. It's Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern. The only match after that is the one in Pool B, which we put up on the screen now, Brazil versus Poland. Brazil versus Poland women is the last match of the entirety of pool play, which is amazing.
That Sunday, Rob, is going to be... Well, actually, I'm going out on Saturday night, so it's going to be...
that means you can stay up.
That's it. It's going to be come home drunk, watch Italy versus Türkiye,
sleep through France USA
versus France USA, get up, coffee, Vyvanse, China versus Serbia, Brazil versus Poland. Bang out a show, more shots. Club.
Basically
Let's go.
exactly my schedule for Sunday as well. That's going to be sick. Yeah. Brazil and Poland are both qualified for the quarters. Obviously, they both have 6 points. Japan has 0, and they need lots and lots of help. Lots of
I
help.
just don't see it, Rob. I really don't see it.
The help that they need comes from this pool here. As we look at Pool C, Italy and Türkiye both 2-0. Italy has 6 points, Türkiye 5. Both of them are through the quarterfinals. Both of them play each other in the first match on Sunday. That's going to be sick. The deal with these last couple teams, the Netherlands needs a win. I think that they need. I'm not sure if they need a 3-point win, but it would certainly help. It would guarantee that they're out there ahead of Japan if they were to get a 3-point win. What Japan needs is for the Dominican Republic to take 3 points. And I'm not even sure what would happen with the sets. We've got this right here to look at the third place teams. Right now, again, the USA in third, but we get to play France. The Netherlands in third, but they get to play Dominican. Like, that could go either way. Japan's going to finish at 1-2 with 3 points and 4-6 in sets, assuming that they take care of Kenya. And it would be crazy if they would not. But if the Dominican Republic wins that match 3-0, and gets that 3 points to take care of the Netherlands, then the Dominican Republic would have the set record tiebreaker on Japan. So Japan, I think, needs Dominican to win 3-2, maybe 3-1. I haven't done the set ratio math. Like, it's not looking good for Japan right now.
Whereas, like, if the Dutch just win, the Dutch just need to beat Dominican. Or no, they need to beat Dominican 3-0 or 3-1.
Yeah, if they get 2 points, they would
have 3 points.
They would be 5 and 8 in sets, and that would not be enough to beat Japan, to overtake Japan, who would be 4 and 6 in sets, because it's actually real similar math on the men's side with Germany and Brazil, I think, or Germany and and Argentina, or like the winner of Canada, Serbia, whatever. So if the Netherlands gets 3 points, they're in.
Yes,
and Japan is out.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's two teams. One team who wasn't in the VNL finals, and the other one who made the literal final of the VNL finals, who are fighting for that right now. So, yeah, that is going to be wild. Like, for me, whoever's in third in Pool A is going to get it, right? Like that. Oh yeah, it's. I think
that's mathematically confirmed.
Yeah.
This is assuming that the United States beats France, because then even if Serbia fails to take a point, they would have 4 and better set ratio than the Netherlands could possibly have. So there will be 3 teams from Pool A that advance. It's just, I think if this person in the chat is correct, that's that between the Netherlands and Dominican, the winner goes through, unless it's in 5, in which case if Dominican wins in 5, Japan goes through. I think that's correct, and it sounds that simple. We can maybe break it down later in the Discord if anybody has done a little bit more math.
Yeah. All right. Well, Saturday and Sunday are going to be the last days for the women, Netherlands and Dominican. We're going to find out right away, because that match is going to be 3 a.m. on Saturday morning here at Eastern time, and then Japan, Kenya right after that. So that'll be a good time to sleep. And then it's Italy, Türkiye, France, USA, China, Serbia, and Brazil, Poland to finish things off on the women's side. So I think realistically, it's those first 2 games on Saturday will determine who moves on, and then the all of the other matches is just going to determine where everyone falls in.
Yeah, I think of the teams playing on Sunday, there are 8 teams playing on Sunday, and I think 7 of them are mathematically in.
Yeah,
and the other one is France. So it's between Netherlands, Dominican, and Japan, all of whom play on Saturday for that last spot, and then it'll just be seeding. But hopefully, in the process of determining that serious seeding, we might get some serious banger games, and that'll be really fun.
Yeah. I think that
Sunday's gonna be sick. Yeah.
Sunday, let's go.
Speaking of banger games,
maybe I'll invite like a bunch of friends over, have like a little brunch situation. We'll do like a bit of a watch party.
Dude, I'm going to be evangelizing basically everybody on this island to become an Olympic volleyball fan the next 3 days. It's going to be fun.
You're going to scare them all away.
Dude, actually, in my hotel room on TV, I found the China-France game this afternoon. I didn't even have to watch it online. and get
Oh
like
wait, the Olympics were on during the Olympics? Shocking.
no, like just a random non-USA volleyball game on American TV. That actually is shocking. So
That's
that
true.
was so that was nice. Tomorrow is going to be an incredible day as well. Tomorrow we're back exclusively to the men's side, and there is a lot to be determined. First and foremost, 9 a.m. local Argentina takes on Germany, followed by Brazil, likely 3-donging Egypt. Then 5 p.m. local, you have France versus Slovenia, the battle for first place in Pool A. That should be a great one. And then 9 p.m. local, the last match of tomorrow, Japan versus the United States for first place in Pool C. All bangers.
Rob, not all bangers.
3 out of 4 bangers.
Yeah.
3 out of 4 bangers.
Show some respect to our viewers. Don't lie.
Yeah, I'm not respecting Egypt. I'm certainly haven't so far. I'm not.
Whoa. We respect them. We just don't have to enjoy watching them.
Yeah, they're not gonna win a set.
Respect is given. You know, you have to lose respect. You know,
True.
like Iran's men's team has by firing every.
They sure did that.
So Rob, everything is going to be figured out with that first Argentina versus Germany match.
Correct.
Right? Because the only situation that Germany isn't a team moving on, because essentially it's coming down to Pool A and Pool C. The only situation that Germany isn't moving on is if they lose
3-0.
3-0, right? They're
actually that's the simplest case. Germany needs to take at least 1 set. If Germany takes 2 sets, they're absolutely guaranteed to be in. Yes. If Germany wins 3-1 and Serbia beats you 3-0, or 3-1, or 3-1, yeah, then there, and that's if Germany loses 3-1 and Serbia takes 3 points, then Serbia actually steals it, I think is how the math works. If you're a Canadian fan like you are, Everett, your only chance is if Argentina wins 3-0 tomorrow, and then Canada will have a lot to play for on Saturday, and they will need to win 3-0 as well. But yeah, Germany is on the inside track for sure. And then for Argentina's only chance is a 3-0 win. They cannot drop a set, otherwise they're out.
Yeah, they need to win 3-0, and Serbia also needs to win either 3-0 or 3-1.
Right.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. Serbia needs 3 points to have a chance, but they will already know based on what happens tomorrow if they have a chance or not.
Yeah. And once again, I don't know where you guys are coming up with these conspiracy theories that I don't want Japan to move on. I really don't care. I'd much rather to watch Japan in the quarterfinals than Serbia or Argentina right now. And in reality, Japan, the way they're playing, they deserve to be there more than Canada. Would I would love to see Canada move on? Yeah, absolutely, 100%. But I mean, there's so much on the line. I mean, I would say there's maybe a 5% chance that the Maple Volleys move on. Probably around the same for Argentina.
Yeah, and both depend on Argentina winning 3-0, and it's not going to be a familiar position for Canadian fans to be rooting for an Argentina sweep. That is not something that happens.
It's not. However, Rob, I will point out that the last time, that didn't work out because they lost last time too. Shit. I was going to say last time they got slapped around by the USA, they turned around and won handily. However, they didn't do that. They got slapped around by the USA and then blew up on themselves against Japan. So Argentina, please, Polonsky, you're my boy. Facundo Conte, you're a legend.
Facundo.
I remember watching you in my first when I started watching World League in 2011. The Checo, you're a legend. Go and give yourself a chance.
Yeah.
To only get broken by the Canadians. This is what we want.
So yeah, if you want chaos or if you want Canada or Argentina, you need an Argentina 3-0. Otherwise, it's very, very likely that Germany moves on. Japan versus USA wise, I haven't done the math on what the implications are. I just am expecting this game to be awesome. I mean, we haven't seen Japan and the USA play at full strength in so long that I don't think we've ever really seen this particular version of Japan at full strength play the Americans full strength ever.
No,
and that's going to be very fun. And I have high expectations about our strengths in the matchup, and I have a very good feeling that we're going to win that match.
I mean, it is looking good for you guys right now. You guys beat Germany in 5. They lost to Germany in 5, so it looks like you guys have this slight edge. My big worry for this match for the Americans, Rob, is going to be the serve receive.
Yep.
Japan is a very good serving team, arguably the best serving team in the world. Can you guys pass well enough to handle Japan? If Japan is on one of their serving streaks, it is going to be difficult for you. Someone in the chat is saying Anderson has to come off the bench. I agree. Whereas Jake Haynes, we're not going to get into that right now. But do you think if Japan's on on one of their serving days, how difficult is it going to be for the U.S. to win?
It will depend on how we serve. This game will be won from the service line on either side because Japan out of system, especially against us, is a very easy team to slow down and stop. But if they serve us off the floor and we allow them to get in transition, then we're screwed. So I believe that this game is going to be won from the service line. And normally that would not be a thing that I feel great about for an American men's team. But the way that we've served so far this tournament has been terrific. So I like our chances, and I don't really think that Japan has seen a really great serving performance against them yet. They certainly didn't see it from Argentina. That was some of the sleepiest serving ever. And Germany just had like an okay serving day when they beat Japan and came back to win that 1 in 5. So whoever serves better is going to win this match. That's my opinion.
If that's your opinion, you guys are screwed.
We can outserve Japan. We absolutely can outserve Japan. Not saying that we will, but I'm saying that we can. And I think we're better at everything else than Japan is. But if they kill us in the serve pass battle, then we're going to lose. But if it's even like if the serving reception thing is equal, then we're going to win. We're better than them in every other area.
I would highly disagree with that. They're better than you guys in defense.
Sure.
They're better than you guys in transition offense. They're arguably better than you.
I don't agree they're better than us in transition. I think that's a coin flip. We're really good in transition. Really, really good. They're also horrendous at blocking. I've got USA 3-1. That's my pick.
Okay. It's just wild that you're relying on the USA's serving for this in this matchup. You're acting like it's a given too. That's the wild part.
I'm not saying
that's
it's a given. I'm saying
you got like the American smug look on your face. The same one that you said that like when Brazil was going to need to be perfect to get out.
Which they have, and they've basically been, and then they're going to lose in the quarterfinal anyway. A lot of trash talk coming from you that needs to.
Once again, my expectations. Like you keep on trying to make this Canada versus Japan because you're feeling insecure about your team. I get it.
It's not Canada versus
The
Japan.
expectations.
Exactly. It's you versus
Canada
me.
Versus USA. The expectations are wildly different. So you can't make that. I know it's going to be trying to make yourself feel better and yourself about, you're out here calling, hey, we're going to win a gold medal. We're going to win a gold medal. And I think it's a toss up if you guys will be able to beat Japan.
I think we are.
Yeah, like, hey, I guess we'll see. I don't see a world where USA wins the serving battle against Japan because like USA is far from being the best serving team in the world. I would put Poland and Italy before them any day of the week. And like Japan goes toe to toe with those teams by handling those serves. Like
serving is a volatile skill, Everett.Maybe Japan has a bad serving day.
Okay, so that's what we're relying on. Okay, good.
See an entire world where you don't see a world. Not a single
I
world?
absolutely do, but like you're acting.
So why would you say that you don't see a world? If the serve and pass battle is approximately even, we win the match, and that's what I think is going to happen. We're going to win 3-1.
But like I'm saying, like what I'm saying is like you're acting like all you have to do is serve like marginally better. Like Japan is the best passing team in the world. I don't think I don't think any of your players go back and scare them. The Falco is the best server on your team. Like I don't know. We will see at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, USA 3-1. You heard it here first. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I think Japan 3-2.
Cool. Fair pick. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I've got USA 3-1, and I feel great about it.
Yeah,
and,
wait. How do I get a
no
triangle in
matter
this
what.
pool? How do I get a triangle?
I don't have the
Germany. Okay, so
standings
Germany.
on me.
Okay, so if Germany beats situation number one, Argentina beats Germany 25-23, 25-23, 25-23. That's situation number one. That's what I actually want to happen, because that gives us the most chance. Situation number two. So wait, Japan lost.
You would need Germany to get 3 points and Japan to win in 5. That would be a triangle.
Yeah, good. That's what I want. I want Japan to win in 5 because I want a triangle.
Japan beats us in 5 and Germany wins. And Germany takes 3 points. Then we got ourselves a triangle.
Good.
Everett loves a triangle.
I do. You love a relegation race. I love a triangle.
That's right. All right. That's enough. That's enough of this. Enjoy the games tomorrow, everyone. And we'll be back tomorrow for the post-game show as always. Make sure you hit the links in our description for VBTV and the Volleyball World Online store. If you're looking for the Volleyball Store's Discord, you're going to have to dig a little further in the channel. Go check out some much older videos, and maybe you'll find it over there. In the meantime, and happy Olympics. Happy Friday tomorrow, and we'll see you in about 24 hours.